You may be living in the most connected period of human history, yet still feeling increasingly disconnected from the people, places, and cultures around you. That contradiction is not accidental, and it is not a minor social discomfort. It is becoming one of the defining human problems of the 21st century. You can communicate instantly across continents, access unlimited information, work with global teams, consume endless content, and build digital identities visible to thousands of people, yet still struggle to answer a basic question: where do you genuinely belong? Belonging is not the same as being included in a database, added to a group, followed online, or recognized by an institution. Belonging means being known through continuity. It means people recognize your presence, remember your absence, understand your humor, notice your struggles, respect your contribution, and accept that your personality cannot be reduced to a category. You do not belong merely because you occupy a location. You belong when your life becomes connected to the memory, responsibility, relationships, and rhythms of that place. This is why local communities, cultural identities, shared ethos, and distinct human creativity will make a powerful return. They will return not because people suddenly reject technology, globalization, or artificial intelligence, but because human beings cannot live indefinitely inside abstractions. You need more than information. You need context. You need more than connections. You need relationships. You need more than visibility. You need recognition. You need more than mobility. You need rootedness. You need more than narratives. You need lived experience. Much of modern life has become narrative-driven. Systems increasingly tell you what matters before you experience it for yourself. You are told what success should look like, what intelligence should sound like, what beauty should resemble, what opinions should be acceptable, what lifestyles should be admired, and what identities should be performed. Narratives are not inherently harmful. Every culture, civilization, and community depends on stories, symbols, and shared meanings. The problem begins when narratives lose contact with life. When ideology replaces observation, branding replaces character, representation replaces relationship, slogans replace responsibility, and digital performance replaces lived contribution, human experience becomes emotionally thin. You may still hear sophisticated language. You may still see polished campaigns, professional messaging, and carefully managed identities. However, without real human contact, these narratives eventually become dry. They have no memory of place. They have no shared kitchen. They have no neighborhood history. They have no intergenerational continuity. They have no local humor. They have no accumulated trust. They have no human density. This is the difference between culture as appearance and culture as life. Real culture is not what people display during festivals, marketing campaigns, or public events. Real culture is what people repeatedly practice when nobody is watching. It exists in how guests are welcomed, how meals are prepared, how elders are treated, how children are guided, how conflict is handled, how grief is shared, how celebrations are organized, and how communities remember their own history. Culture lives in language, gestures, food, architecture, craftsmanship, music, seasonal rhythms, family stories, neighborhood habits, and inherited standards of dignity. It is not frozen. It changes constantly. The important question is whether change occurs through thoughtful evolution or shallow replacement. Healthy cultures absorb influences without erasing themselves. They learn without imitating blindly. They exchange without losing memory. They remain open without becoming empty. This matters because global systems often reward sameness. The same corporate vocabulary appears across industries. The same leadership phrases are repeated across platforms. The same visual styles circulate across cultures. The same opinions are packaged as originality. The same forms of managed authenticity are presented as individuality. You begin to encounter millions of people performing difference through increasingly similar templates. That is why genuine human distinctiveness will become more valuable. The richly individual human being, rooted in experience, culture, and local reality, may become one of the most important figures of the coming era. This person may speak differently, dress differently, think independently, preserve unusual skills, question fashionable assumptions, combine traditional and modern knowledge, create original work, host meaningful gatherings, or carry stories that cannot be found in standard databases. Such people may appear eccentric because they are difficult to classify. However, that difficulty is not a weakness. It is evidence that a living person has not been reduced to a predictable format. Artificial intelligence can generate polished text, images, designs, music, recommendations, and explanations at enormous scale. As this capacity expands, generic production will become easier and cheaper. This means human value will increasingly move toward what cannot be generated through pattern replication alone. Lived judgment, embodied skill, moral courage, local knowledge, cultural memory, relational trust, emotional presence, distinctive perspective, human atmosphere. These qualities are not automatically superior because they are human. Human beings can be careless, prejudiced, irrational, and destructive. The argument is not that every human action is better than every automated process. The argument is that some dimensions of life lose their meaning when efficiency becomes the only measure. A system can optimize food delivery, but it cannot replace the meaning of people eating together. A system can generate music, but it cannot recreate the social memory of songs carried through generations. A system can answer questions about loneliness, but it cannot replace the neighbor who notices that you have not been seen for several days. A system can analyze community data, but it cannot become the community. This is where artificial intelligence must be applied with greater maturity. The central question is not simply what can be automated. The more important question is what automation should enable. Can artificial intelligence reduce repetitive work so that people have more time for creativity, care, local participation, learning, and relationships? Can it support local languages, regional knowledge, community archives, and traditional crafts? Can it help small communities coordinate resources, preserve memory, improve public services, and connect generations? Can it strengthen human capability without removing human contact from every process? These are more valuable questions than asking whether machines can replace increasing numbers of people. If artificial intelligence is used only to maximize speed, reduce labor, standardize behavior, and remove interpersonal contact, societies may become efficient while becoming emotionally poor. You may receive faster services and experience less care. You may access more information and develop less wisdom. You may communicate more frequently and feel less known. You may consume more culture and belong to less of it. The challenge is not technological. The deeper challenge is civilizational. What kind of life are you designing through technology? What kinds of relationships are you preserving? What forms of human intelligence are you removing because they are difficult to measure? What happens to communities when every interaction becomes a transaction, subscription, rating, or automated response? These questions require direct answers because the human element cannot be added later as decoration. You cannot design education entirely around performance metrics and then expect students to feel seen. You cannot design healthcare entirely around throughput and then expect patients to feel cared for. You cannot design cities entirely around movement and property value and then expect neighborhoods to form naturally. You cannot design workplaces entirely around productivity and then expect trust, creativity, and loyalty to appear automatically. You cannot design artificial intelligence entirely around replacement and then expect social cohesion to remain unaffected. Human considerations must be built into the structure from the beginning. This is also why local communities will become more important. Large systems provide scale, reach, and coordination, but they struggle to provide intimacy, memory, and accountability. A global platform may understand your behavioral patterns, but it does not know the emotional meaning of your childhood street. An institution may classify your demographic identity, but it does not know who helped your family during a crisis. A recommendation engine may predict what you will watch, but it cannot understand why a specific local song carries personal grief or collective pride. Scale can deliver access. It cannot automatically create meaning. The future will therefore not be a simple choice between global and local systems. The stronger model will combine both. You may work globally while living locally. You may collaborate across continents while remaining rooted in a neighborhood. You may use advanced technologies while supporting local producers, artists, teachers, caregivers, and craftspeople. You may participate in global conversations while preserving the language, rituals, histories, and relationships that give your life texture. This balance is not anti-modern. It is a more mature form of modernity. Belonging also requires responsibility. Many people want community but resist obligation. They want warmth without participation, recognition without contribution, and support without inconvenience. That does not create community. Community begins when you move from passive presence to active involvement. Do you know your neighbors? Do you support local people? Do you share skills? Do you attend local gatherings? Do you help create spaces where people can meet? Do you notice who is isolated? Do you preserve anything worth passing forward? Do you offer time without turning every contribution into a transaction? Belonging is not something a community simply gives you. It is something you help create. This also means healthy communities cannot be built through forced conformity. Traditional communities sometimes provided continuity while limiting freedom. They could become restrictive, judgmental, hierarchical, and suspicious of difference. The solution is not to romanticize the past. The solution is to build communities that preserve rootedness without suppressing individuality. A mature community does not demand that every person become identical. It creates space for artists, builders, thinkers, skeptics, teachers, musicians, organizers, introverts, storytellers, craftspeople, caregivers, and unconventional personalities. It recognizes forms of intelligence that cannot be measured through income, academic performance, visibility, or status. The person who remembers local history contributes value. The person who repairs objects contributes value. The person who hosts people contributes value. The person who teaches difficult children contributes value. The person who preserves traditional skills contributes value. The person who notices the lonely neighbor contributes value. These contributions create social resilience. Without them, community becomes administration. You should also reconsider what wealth means. Material wealth matters. Economic security matters. Access to healthcare, housing, education, and opportunity matters. However, a society that measures wealth only through income and ownership misses essential forms of human value. Trustworthy relationships are wealth. Cultural memory is wealth. Practical skills are wealth. Local knowledge is wealth. Intergenerational connection is wealth. A place where you can arrive without formal invitation is wealth. People who appear during difficulty are wealth. A community where your contribution matters is wealth. Many people possess financial comfort while experiencing social poverty. That contradiction will become harder to ignore as technological systems grow stronger. The future may therefore involve a surprising return to ordinary human activities. Shared meals, local markets, community gardens, repair workshops, neighborhood learning circles, cultural evenings, intergenerational gatherings, local music, public libraries, walking groups, creative studios, shared childcare, elder support networks. These activities may appear simple, but simplicity should not be confused with irrelevance. A neighborhood where people know each other may be more advanced than a technologically sophisticated district defined by loneliness and distrust. A community that integrates older people into daily life may be more resilient than one that treats them as logistical problems. A local economy that preserves skills and relationships may be more stable than one dependent entirely on distant systems. Progress must therefore be judged by human outcomes, not technological novelty alone. The aggressive return of belonging will happen because emotional deprivation eventually creates correction. People can tolerate artificiality for long periods when convenience, entertainment, and constant stimulation are available. However, they do not stop needing meaning. They still need to be known. They still need places that feel real. They still need relationships that survive disagreement. They still need cultures that carry memory. They still need communities where individuality can develop without becoming isolated. The deepest human rebellion against a dry, automated, and narrative-driven world may not look dramatic. It may look local. It may begin around tables, workshops, schools, markets, gardens, cultural centers, neighborhood projects, and shared responsibilities. It may begin when people stop waiting for institutions to manufacture belonging and start building it through ordinary participation. It may begin when artificial intelligence is used not to remove people from life, but to return time, capability, and attention to human life. The central question for you is therefore direct. Are you using technology to deepen your humanity or to avoid it? Are you participating in a community or merely occupying a location? Are you preserving culture or only consuming its visual surface? Are you building relationships with continuity or maintaining networks based on convenience? Are you becoming more distinct through experience or more standardized through endless digital imitation? Your answers will shape more than your personal well-being. They will shape the kind of society that emerges around you. The future does not need people to become more machine-like. It needs people who can use powerful machines without surrendering memory, culture, judgment, responsibility, creativity, and human presence. It needs people who can remain open to the world while staying rooted somewhere. It needs people who can think globally while caring locally. It needs people who can preserve cultural depth without resisting healthy change. It needs people who can build communities without crushing individuality. That is not a return to the past. It is a more intelligent direction for the future. Share your experiences and perspectives in the comments. Tell me whether you believe local community and cultural belonging are already returning, and explain how artificial intelligence can be applied to strengthen rather than weaken human connection. Like this episode, share it with people who are thinking seriously about technology, culture, and the future of human society, and subscribe to the channel for more education and training conversations on artificial intelligence, critical thinking, leadership, consciousness, and progressive thought. Follow my LinkedIn newsletter for deeper written analysis, and get in touch if you want to explore how these ideas can be applied to your leadership, work, communities, and personal development.